soup inside the bus. It is not your personal car. Yes, you're hungry, people buy snacks, and maybe some of you may be opposed to what I'm saying this morning. But for heaven's sakes, why do you want to be spilling okra soup inside? Like I said, if you have ever traveled between Rukwaku to Mile 1 or Mile 2, you must have experienced this thing I'm saying right now. This is not when people buy their the sausage snacks or biscuits and they are drinking. No, they are hungry. Yes, you're allowed to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no law that says you shouldn't eat okra soup in the bus. That's what I'm saying. But we're talking about etiquette, proper behavior outside. It does not, personally, I don't think it bodes well for you to bring out eba and soup, rice and chicken. You are sat down in the bus with 5 or 6 other people. Your hand is oily and the bus is undulating, yet you feel very comfortable to stain me with okra soup or to stain me with the rice and the stew from your chicken. It doesn't stop there. You're not eating big chicken and big meat. You don't say, "Hey brother, come and eat." Why? Why would you carry big chicken, big meat, eba, amala inside the bus, inside the taxi? You are eating. The scent or the smell, depending on what side of the divide you are on, is permeating all through. And you think everybody is looking at you and we're smiling, we're happy. We're not happy. We're not happy. Once again, nobody says don't eat in a taxi. But there are some meals that you shouldn't. Abba, nítorí Ọlọ́run, how do you bring out eba and soup? How do you bring out rice and chicken? How do you bring out yam and stew? Bole and fish, and is inside the bus between Rukwaku and Mile 3. You now want to tell everybody that this is how you are eating. No, it's not good. That's not how you do things. We're civilized people. Let's try and be civilized. Why? And then you now get onto some vehicles, or in some vehicles rather, right? You get into some vehicles, and then the passenger who is beside you apparently left his manners in his house or a house. 3 or 4 people in some cases sat at the back, and maybe 2 in front. Then somebody now brings out his phone and starts to shout, "Mama Igechi, I tell you, say, may you know they fry fish when I they sleep. Why you go? You are spitting, you are spewing. I'm trying to enjoy my ride. Maybe I'm already frustrated. You are shouting at the top of your voice inside the taxi. Why? It's not your house. Not is it your parlor. Why? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Once again, we're talking about taxi etiquette. When you go into the taxi, you should be civil. You are sharing. Once again, if you have the money and you order a ride for yourself, no problem. You want to dance, you want to eat, you want to even cut the goats and cook the stew inside the car, no problem. But you are sharing the space with other people. I'm not saying this because it doesn't happen to me. It has happened to me. I've been stained by oil from okra soup between Rukwaku and Mile 3. Why? You're hungry, so you're in the car. The person who's talking to you over the phone can obviously hear you. Why are you shouting? Oh, then let's talk about another bad habit that gets to be experienced in taxis here in Port Harcourt. I don't know how many of you have ever had the displeasure, the ignominy of having somebody who's in the taxi with you, and then for no fair reason, and the person cannot be man or woman enough to own up to it, the person decides to fart, to pollute, to mess, to destroy the local atmosphere in that vehicle. Nitorolo, are you all right? What is wrong? I can understand people look, nobody can cheat nature. You can be pressed. Your villagers can see you there and start to press your remote control, and then you start to release all the noxious gases from your abdomen. No problem. But when you mess, man it. Now me mess. On it. Why would you be in the car? People are trying to sleep. And this experience I'm sharing with you, right, It's even worse if you are not in a vehicle that is air conditioned. One of the greatest evil that can ever be done to another human being on this planet is for you, when in a car, when in a taxi, in a bus, let's say it's raining, the man doesn't have air conditioning in his car, but nobody wants to get drenched. They now roll up the windows. You now decide to release one of the bombs from your village, from your buttocks. You now mess, you now fat, you now pollute. It's now smelling. It is one of the worst things you can ever do, because we're trying to escape. We're trying to survive. But no, you want to kill us with your mess. You're polluting. And because it's even silent, nobody can accuse you. We can't hear it. How can you do this? How do people wake up every morning and when they get into taxis, they say, you know what? I want to be ruthless, mannerless, senseless. Every single day. Look, if you sit down with some taxi drivers and bus drivers and get to hear what they experience on the roads of Port Harcourt, you will cry. Tony is speaking to us from Stadium. Tony, good morning to you.
Hello, Mr. G. Good morning.
Good morning, Tony. Hello, Tony. Oh dear. Hello, Tony.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now, Tony. I can hear you.
Okay. So what's a nice way to sensitize the people?
Go on, Tony. Go on. Look, listen to you. Oh dear. Oh dear. Tony, please call us if you can. Michael is talking to us from town. Good morning, Michael. Good morning.
Oh, my young killers will laugh. You know when it's raining and if the glasses are wind up and you just fast, God. It should be warm and smelling like.
It is a crime.
I can't even imagine. Dude, there's another thing probably you didn't even mention. Is the one that somebody will sit on the taxi and put his hand on your shoulder. Oh, God, I'm telling you that the person will cross, like, usually on that front seat. The person will not pass. You're sitting at the gear selector side, the person is on the window side.
At the door side, yes.
Yes, you now cross his hand on your shoulder. Or sometimes you see some ladies resting their elbow on the man's knee.
Oh, that's not comfortable.
Yes, resting a knee on the man's lap, rather. Yes, it happened to me yesterday. While in the bus, she was very comfortable resting her left hand on my lap. I was just like, I seemed like I'm moving my leg up. She will still place it on it.
What if you had developed an erection? That would have been very unsightly.
Embarrassing.
Very, very embarrassing, Michael. If you're just joining us, we're talking about taxi etiquette in Port Harcourt. There's some things that people do whilst they're sharing a ride with you. They shouldn't do them. They really shouldn't. We'll be back. 10 o'clock. It's Jude's Corner this morning, and I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest this morning concerning taxi etiquette in Port Harcourt. Once again, if you're listening to us from any part of the country, indeed anywhere in the world, or you're Nigerian in diaspora and you can relate and you have something to share to contribute on this program, you are more than welcome to do so. Now, once again, if you fall into any of the categories of people who I've mentioned with these bad habits, and I'm encouraging you to call in and also share with us some of the bad experiences you've had whilst sharing a taxi in Port Harcourt, please, it is not an attack on your person. No, rather, it's in a bid to have us improve the way we interact, the way we socialize whilst we are spending time in taxis. Once again, do be reminded, turn down the volume of your radio set when you call us. Refrain from making derogatory or defamatory comments. And if you didn't see it or hear it, please do not make unsubstantiated and unverified claims.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
Now, the next bad habit I want to make mention of this morning, whilst we are on the program, we have a few minutes and then we'll go on the break. So once again, please, I'm asking you, please, I crave your indulgence this morning. Numbers to call 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0007, right? 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0003. Now, there's a call screener. Just drop your name, your location, where you're calling us from, and then you get to patch through to us here, and we'll have a conversation with you at Nigeria Info PH on Facebook and on Twitter. Now, the next thing I want to make mention of, bad habits, one of the very terrible experiences I've had in Port Harcourt, is the gossip. Now, I'm not saying this happens to more with women or with men, but I do know that when friends come into a vehicle, you have a right to talk, to exchange ideas. Sometimes when I've sat down with my partner, and my guys are around, we'll gist, right? But we always try and always pinch them when we are getting. I always keep your voice down, right? The entire bus doesn't need to be involved in the conversation. But no, I get into some vehicles and then this is what I hear. You cannot imagine, that's what I go for at my house. And just go, I tested that day. Say no even get one. She no even shame, nothing gone, ma'am. He just they follow the man, pia until they can't catch up. As they catch up, I don't tell you that get very useless game. That's what they do. Every single time, they ever hear a word. My dear brothers and sisters,
will you keep quiet?
Shut up! We don't need to hear that Cynthia is sleeping with Tinuke's husband. It is not my business. Once again, I'm not making this up. If you sit down with some taxi drivers, they will tell you everybody in this Port Harcourt. They will tell you where they are living, what they are doing, even the number of condoms in their pocket. It is because people talk to... Shut up, Mesha Nogi, shut up! Shut up! Must you talk? What's the problem? I've not paid school fees. I'm trying to sit down and enjoy myself. You will not come and telling me, Cynthia, what? I don't need to know. I don't. It's bad. It's a bad habit. Stop doing it. Michael. Oh, Michael. Sorry, don't be angry. That's Michael. Was calling us from Mamagua. I don't need to know. I really don't need to know. When you come into the vehicle, sit down. Once again, nobody says if you're with your friend, you cannot have argument. I've got into taxis and I've had brilliant conversations, right, with some interesting folks. Something happens on the road, you and the other passengers just have a bond. That's what government do this one. And people are sharing ideas. Great, that's good. But I'm sat down, and if somebody's not joining your conversation, whether you're in a bus, you don't have to force the person. That's another bad habit. 5, 6 or 8 people in a bus. All of you are talking about how Tinubu, how Buhari did this, and one person is not talking. You now go and point that person. Oga, how you see him? Oga doesn't want to see anything. Let Oga be. Jerry is speaking to us from Audley Road. Jerry, good morning to you, please. Hello, Jerry. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Jerry. Go on, please.
This issue is a very serious one in Rivers State anyway. I remember one time I was coming from Yoruba to my two. This lady was relaxing on me as if I'm the one that sent her to do a very heavy job that she was very tired.
She was tired.
Like,
yeah.
Seriously. And I was like, Madam, what's in the happen now? I send you work. Sit down for yourself, I beg. She was like, you can't be romantic and then just be help for somebody for once.
Romantic inside the
I was like, Madam, romantic. I don't know you, don't even know me. Just the rest of me anyhow. We say,
human being. They want you to have human feelings. Be empathetic. He's tired. Give her a shoulder to lean on. Lean on me.
No. I can't wish shoulder to lean on. As in, am I the one that sent her to do the job that she did or something? And then there's one that we don't normally talk about. Those one that women will carry about 4 kids. When they enter retirement, they will say, I beg, help me carry my chicken for me. I was like, Madam, I send you to born plenty children. These things they are much. There
are a lot, Jerry. Jerry is not happening. We're all going through a lot. We're dealing with a lot. Zion is speaking to us from Jerry. Good morning to you, Zion.
Jude, you are just cracking up. In our own palace, they will ask what they send you.
These things are happening. Are you denying that they are not happening, Zion? Are you denying?
But that is who we are now.
Interesting.
Well, the truth is, most of us don't understand that most of these actions which we commit in the vehicle, especially public taxis, they're actionable in court.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, really?
The mere fact that you are eating granite in that vehicle and there, I can sue you for that. Because I may be asthmatic and I don't need that granite aroma at that moment. Even body odor too.
Hey. Zion, reduce your microphone. We have not even gotten to the smell yet. Just reduce your microphone because they will accuse you now. I'm helping you now. Please.
Thank you for this show, this body. We are just laughing here the way you handle the show. Thank you very much.
Zion, thank you very much. Now, that's another etiquette issue that needs to be addressed, right? Zion just made mention of body odor. It is a spiritual, physical, psychological, and maybe even a mental problem that a lot of taxi drivers have complained about. This is not to say taxi drivers are not guilty of smelling. No, I didn't say something. I mean smelling. But as a passenger, it is one of the most challenging experiences to ever undergo, to get into a taxi and the person who is beside you is in secondary school say you are buzaya. How can you be buzu? How can you smell like this? I know sometimes in the course of your duty, you're a mechanic, you're a market woman, you just come from the market. No, there's nothing wrong in you sweating and you are stained with grease and oil. It's normal, right? But there's a smell underneath the smell that is just terrible. Please, good people of Rivers State, good people of Port Harcourt, make una dey bath. Make una dey bath. Have your bath, for heaven's sake. Bathe before you come out. Bathe, please. Bathe. The smell sometimes, you see, there's some people, this is one of the reasons why some people, and they are being accused of, oh, you're foaming, you're too touche. It's because they get into the vehicle, when they come down, the perfume that they had on their body, your smell has carried it away. They enter the place smelling like, rosé, and they come out, they're smelling like a pit toilet. You smell, you go all over the place, they can't cover your nose, you greet somebody, the person is fainting. When they turn away, it's not because you're ugly, but you are smelling. You're smelling. You're smelling. Peter is speaking to us from Stadium Road. Peter, good morning, please.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning.
Another one I want to talk about is those who sleep in car.
You can't help it now. They're tired.
They'll sleep and nod you up and down.
They're tired. Peter, it's not their
I
fault.
had a situation where someone had to even spit. You know these people who sleep and leave their mouth open.
Oh, they start to drool. Ew. Oh, okay.
So bad.
So yeah, it's not very good. That's not great. So now we're getting more people complaining about sleeping. Like I said, you can't blame anybody, but people are tired. I've slept in the vehicle. I think almost everybody has. But I think the complaint here is when you are sleeping, you now decide, maybe in your dream, that your passenger, the fellow passenger, is not your pillow. Some people can be romantic, like the other caller made mention. Others might not be. Shed is speaking to us from Rumodera. Shed, good morning to you, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Shed.
Yes, I want to talk about starting in the vehicle.
Hmm.
No, when you perceive that offensive order, you'll be looking around.
You'll be looking, and there are not many people inside the vehicle.
Yeah, everybody will just keep the straight face.
Hey, you are wicked, though.
It's very annoying. It's very, very annoying. But then, someone would argue that it's a natural
phenomenon.
occurrence.
Yeah, it is natural. There's no stopping it. It is natural.
Yeah, someone can make a case for that. But then it's still annoying. It's very, very annoying. So this is saying to everybody going out for the day, before you step out in the morning, make sure you go to the toilet, free up your system.
Free of your bowels. Yeah.
Yeah. So now to review this occurrence, this ugly experience.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's not a bad idea. Before you you leave the house, there's nothing wrong with using the bathroom, you know. But then again, these things happen. Sometimes you would have used the bathroom, but hey, it's gas. It will come through. But my grouse is not that people fart or pollute or mess in the vehicle. My grouse is on it. Hey, na me mess up, but no verse. On it. In a vehicle of just 5 or 6 people, right? We get to perceive something. My colleagues in WhatsApp say, when they hear the order, we they hear them. Gloria, speaking to us from Old Delivery. Gloria, good morning to you, please.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning.
My brother, I want to just say that concerning this body of public vehicle is something else. The other day I was traveling to Aba, the vehicle I bought with my brother. Hey, Jesus. Having from Port Harcourt to Aba, you can imagine when somebody that is
and you survived, though.
It's so obvious that this person does not take his bath. You know that early morning,
yeah,
he normally bought from Aba to Port Harcourt. That is the body odor, the mouth odor, everything, and this guy is sitting very close to me. Each time he carries his hand, his hand.
Oh my goodness!
He's coming out from his armpit. I just said, God, what am I going to do? And you know this about people, when you take them your pay, they won't return it back. So you don't have any option at all. Enjoy inside that. It is like a peace. You're like, God. No, please.
Oh my God.
Be taking at least their bath.
In the morning.
Just take your bath and wash your armpit very well. That is where the odor comes out from. They should try and be washing their armpits very well.
I hope they are listening to you. I hope, Gloria.
You can't just come to a public place and just be smelling like that. And you tell people not to talk. And those kind of people, they used to have mouth. Immediately you complain, it's a problem. If you complain, they'll be the first ones to attack you. I'm telling you that, oh my God.
It's terrible. I can imagine you telling somebody, Gabla say they smell. You people fight that deal. Okonkwo is speaking to us from Rumokuta. Okonkwo, good morning to you, please.
Thank you, Brother Jude. How are you?
Very well. Thank you for joining us. Good morning, please.
Yeah. People entering houses and buses with a smell or odor. Yes, Brother Jude. I 100% disagree with you.
Okay.
and look at my point.
Yes, please.
Nature has made it that when somebody does not bath, his whole body will be uncomfortable, greatly uncomfortable. And before any man wakes up in the morning and he plans to go out for his or her business, the person must bath and go out. Except in a situation whereby the person, after the person has gone out, the temperature of the environment is too high, which affects every person. You see people sweating. It is on that ground that I will say don't blame them, because it's as a result of the high temperature in the human society. But not that people will deliberately not bath before going out. It doesn't work that way. So I disagree with you.
Well, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, like I said earlier on, some people will be at their jobs and sweat, work mechanics, and they need to go and buy parts from Ikoku, and they're coming back. Yes, you would definitely perceive that odor, right? However, there is a smell. There's a type of smell. Anyway. Etiquette. All right, we're talking about bad etiquette when you are in taxi etiquette, things that you should not do. You should try to reduce when you are traveling with other people in Port Harcourt. Now, the next one I need to make mention of before I forget are the boasters. Yes, the boasters. And this usually, very sadly, happens more to females than to males. So more often than not, I've sat down in taxis and a pretty girl is sat down, and then there's one guy who obviously, the girl is pretty. You can't even help it. I've actually sat down in a taxi and seen a girl enter, and somebody just that girl fine. He ran. I can never forget this day. It was on a bar road. This young man literally ran across and entered the taxi just to say hi to this girl. No, there's nothing wrong with trying to woo, someone that you're attracted to. But this is where it's bad taxi etiquette. So you have now entered the vehicle, or now you're sat down with somebody and you're trying to spark a conversation. And in the process of doing so, you can tell, or maybe in some cases, they cannot tell. You can tell that this young lady is not interested in what you are saying. But you're trying to impress her. Oh, okay, so where are you from? Okay, where are you doing? Okay, you went to that school. When I was in that place, there's a time when we came there, 5 of my guys, we came with all our cars, or we came with Benz. We were all, when they ended, they were just stripping for us, so they were just stripping for us. And it's not a big thing. If you come with me, like, one of these days, I can show you, the things that we do.
Wait on something.
The way some of you boys in Port Harcourt used to lie, And the funny thing, when some of you are trying to toast this girl in the bus, all of us in that bus, we know say they lie. We know you are lying, my brother. You are lying. You are lying. It's bad. You are lying. That's the minute you just say good morning, we are checking outside. No, if it be afternoon, you are lying. And you will not be in the taxi. You will spin the girl. You will toast her. Ooh. Oh, I like the way your nails are. Oh my God, your nails are so attractive. I'm sure it's very expensive. But let me tell you something, ladies. 90% of the times I've observed this very bad habit. The boys will not agree to even pay your taxi fare. I'm not saying they should pay. Oh, please don't get me wrong. But you are trying to impress somebody during a trip of what, 5-10 minutes. Oh, you and your friends came to Uniport with 5 cars that year when you were graduating. We shake the place down. We're doing things. We traveled that time. Now, I wish you were there. You know what? Just give me your number next time. I'll call you. So you can follow us, and I'll show you the word. Show you which word, my brother.
Wait on something.
Apo? Abe. Why are you doing this? Don't do this. Stop doing it. Please. Enter the taxi. If you say, hi, girl, you look nice. How are you? You know, I like you. Oh, okay, where you from? Oh, cool. Okay, all right. Can I have your number? If the girl said no, oh, God, close your mouth. Close your mouth. Lie anywhere. Your grandfather was Bill Gates' cousin.
Wait on
Ha! Osanobla. Ijoma is speaking to us from Roma.
Yes,
Ijoma,
good morning.
Good morning, please.
Jude, you never see something. See, you get some taxi where you enter or bus where you enter. You self go ask yourself, who send me work? Apart from say the motor they smell, the passenger wey sit down near you, where in body they smell, go carry hand cross. You know, cross you like this.
Oh my God!
The hair waiting for the armpit. You self go ask yourself, who send me work?
Oh!
By the time you drop,
Oh my God!
Smell.
Then that one come there apart. You come sit down near man we want tie you. Now so the man go speak all the English for him mouth to you said go tire. On occasions I've had to drop where I didn't want to drop.
Can you imagine?
I got fed up.
That's harassment.
Then some just lean on you. Men are fond of doing that. They just lean on you, the woman. And you just lean. I had a terrible experience one time. The man just leaned on me. I said, "Oh, God, stay there." He said, "Madam, I beg."
I beg what? What is it? Also, is your body full?
I said, "Oh, God, what happened?" He said, "Madam, I beg. I beg what? You know, these are experiences that you can't explain, but we just get along like that. I've been a taxi driver where you go enter, they begin to insult you. Why you hold your chin? What happened? At the bank? At the secretary? At the secretary? So those things just make you know that ground no level anywhere. Thank you, sir. You've given us fun this morning. I'm laughing, remembering so many things.
Joma, thank you very much. Ernest is speaking to us from Mile 3. Ernest, good morning to you, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Something I want to learn about the taxi driver is that if you are in a particular location where you don't know, and they will charge you on high rate, as in high price, understand? And what they will do is that they will now turn like 3 or 4 streets around that area. And then after turning, they will still come back to the particular place. Yeah.
Can you imagine? Why do that? And that's a very big problem. Misdirection. But I still have one more thing to share with you before we leave this morning. It's a very bad habit. Taxi etiquette we're talking about this morning. It's a very bad habit I have experienced whilst taking taxi rides in Port Harcourt.
You don't know now, but I'm going to tell you something.
Let me tell you something. Now, one of the worst things you can ever experience here in Port Harcourt as a passenger is people invading your space. Now, you are sat down, unfortunately, 3, in some cases 4 at the back or maybe 2 in front. But there is this very nasty habit I have seen some men express whilst they're in a taxi, particularly when it's a female. A girl is sat down beside you. Like Ijoma just made mention. The man wants to now lean in. Yeah, I beg. What are you looking for in our body? But see, that's different. We've had course in a bus, right? And I don't know why this usually happens between Rumokoro and my 3. But we've had course to reprimand a man for touching a girl in the bus. Once again, let me say this. If you've not heard this before, if you never hear them, please, if a woman wears mini shorts, bomb shorts, spaghetti nose, spaghetti strap, whatever they call it, the minute you go close to her and touch her, you have invaded her space. Yes, people are already in a bus, you are already in a taxi, you are sat down close to each other, but it is not an excuse or a reason for a man to not be rubbing the girl's lap. They will beat you. Let me say it again.
You don't know now, but I'm gonna tell you something.
If you touch a girl, for those of you, men, boys in Port Harcourt, that feel that once you're inside the taxi with the other girl, you can accidentally touch her chest, touch her breast. Driver, give me change. You use your elbow to brush. My brother, that is assault. It is a very bad habit. You need to stop it. You need to stop it. It is terrible. It is degrading. What it shows, if they've never told you before, what it shows is that you are a dog. If you've never heard of it before, let me tell you, free of charge. Have you seen when a male dog is in heat? Anywhere the female dog is going to, the dog just follows. It will not even eat. If you can't control yourself for the 10-15 minutes you're going to be in the bus, in that taxi, you want to rub the girl's thigh, you want to put your hand on her shoulder, you want your elbow to touch her bra, my brother, you are a dog. IB speaking to us from Eagle Island. Good morning to you, IB. Hello, IB.
I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning, IB.
This thing about the body odor. This type, my mom used to call it offensive body odor.
Offensive.
So when you get into that thing and you are very for someone just like enter into that and the whole atmosphere just
change.
And like you're uncomfortable. So many people they think about, but maybe because of the sun, the sweat, and these things that comes out from the body. 500 naira on you first will not do anything. 500 naira on you first. If you want to keep your body, you don't have that embarrassing yourself, body odor everywhere. And another thing, just wet. You can get an handkerchief, so one piece. I had an experience. I was stressed. I was doing communication, and I put a taxi. That person that entered was
sweating, and then they're not letting things touch you.
All over, and
oh dear.
And oh my Lord.
Oh my, IB, I feel your pain. Well, once again, whilst these things happen naturally and you can't stop them, but the reason why it's called etiquette is that you can affect the way it affects the other person. So you get your handkerchief, you clean up. You don't lean into somebody because you are sleepy. Please. Bad habits.
Come and give me some fever. Yeah, I want my fever.
get this off my chest, please. Once again, not attacking anybody in particular, but we're talking about etiquettes, and I mean, we should be able to watch the way we interact when we are with other people in public. Now, I'd like to read a few messages before we go on for the news. This is from Daniel in GRA. Daniel says, as an e-hailing driver, I think there are things a rider shouldn't do, even if you order a ride. Using your body spray, your perfume in the car is bad. Do you know if the driver has an allergy? Very true. It's all about consideration. Why don't you dab that thing maybe outside before you get into the car? Or maybe if you have to, roll the windows down and you'll dab. Now, you comb your hair in my car. That's not very good because you're going to leave hair strands. Daniel has a point. Now, this one I find very worrying. In fact, when I read this message during the break, I was stunned. Let me read it for you. I'm not making this up. Daniel writes, some people watch porn videos loud or even eat in the car, and it's not good. Look, you have a right to your form of entertainment, right? Which brings me to something I overlooked when I was talking. Buy yourself an earpiece or a headset. Nobody, and I mean nobody, really needs to listen to what you are listening to because you have a phone or because you have your radio in the vehicle. Buy yourself an earpiece. Enjoy your music. Enjoy your news by yourself. Some of you think it's a sign of pride to enter. I see some of you, young boys and young girls, you enter inside the taxi. You've just bought Bluetooth speaker. You now start to play music and say, I don't want to hear your music. Yeah, the problem of the world is too much. We are going through a lot. Please, stop stressing us. Keep your Bluetooth device in your home. Get yourself an earpiece or get yourself a Bluetooth earpiece. Listen to your music privately. Daniel, thank you very much for that comment. We're going to break. We have news coming up and we have the big one. Big conversation coming up. Final one this morning here on Hello Port Harcourt.